Okay, there we are. Now let's get onto the seat and comfy. Do my eyes look more green the closer I get to the lights? Or not really, I wonder. And if I sit back, how does it look? You know, what I've noticed is that when I play these videos back with the studio lights, my eyes look quite dark. So how do some of these YouTubers get these lights that make their eyes look so like bright? I don't get it. What are they using? I wonder if it's the color of the lighting. I must actually fiddle around. Let me fiddle and I'll come back. No, I was wrong. These lights only have one color. Okay. It's the ring light, the ring selfie light that has the warm tone, the cool toned light. Anyway, so I thought I'm just going to sit and chat and tell you like my story really, because of course most of you are going to be new to this channel. This is the informal channel. But I felt like sitting in the studio because I'm already here. So there we go. And if you are new here, I do have two other channels. My main channel is monetized. And if you've watched some of the previous vlogs, you would know that I've just got paid out finally got paid out from YouTube. It was a journey. So let me just quickly tell you. It took me a long time to hit the monetization threshold. I did it, and then you need to go through the process. You apply for a Google AdSense account, and then you need to get verified. So what they want is to verify obviously your ID, and what else do they need? And then they want to verify your address, and so they mail you a PIN, a code that you have to then enter onto your Google AdSense account. But as I've said before in vlogs here in South Africa, our postal service is just not delivering post. Wonderful. So the postal service, I think, is going to die. So in South Africa, generally what we do now is we use the courier to courier parcels and everything. Anyway, so you've got to request a PIN 4 times and you have to wait 3 weeks in between. So you've got to request your PIN, you wait 3 weeks. If you don't receive it in three weeks, then you have to request it again. So I did that 4 times. After the 4th request, and I'd waited, I don't know how many weeks, then finally, it allowed me to access the PIN troubleshooter and go through the steps where then you get onto a screen where you can now manually upload your address verification documents. So I uploaded a copy of my bank statement. And on my bank statement, it had my residential address. It's amazing how you need water when you talk a lot. So this is the 4th video I'm recording today in here. So yeah, finally I got verified, and luckily within 2 days they paid me out. My first paycheck was 2,064 Rand. So not a lot. And the channel that's monetized has 1,400 and something subscribers. So it really is a small channel, but subscribers is not actually what counts anymore. You get paid on views. So whether I have 1,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers, it's how often your videos are getting viewed and the watch time. And obviously you're hoping that people are not skipping through the ads too much. So anyway, I feel so validated by now officially receiving money. It just makes me feel like I can truly say, like when people say, what do you do now? I can say, I'm a YouTuber. I mean, that's so exciting. So that was on Valentine's Day, I got my payout, which was incredible. It's like the universe gave me this gift, which is awesome. So now the next like group dinner or whatever it is, when people say, what do you do? I can say YouTuber. As you can see behind me, these are my paintings. So I'm an artist by trade. Before, I started my YouTube channel whilst I was still doing artwork for a living. I studied graphic design after school. Now, I studied graphic design because although I wanted to do fine art, I knew that fine art's not really the way you're going to make a living in a career. I loved art, I love painting, I love being creative. But a cousin of mine, my Greek cousin, was studying graphic design, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to learn the skills to take art and make it commercial. I don't regret what I studied, but all along, what I wanted to do was to be an illustrator. Actually, I thought I was going to be a children's book illustrator. So very interestingly enough, I've written stories, books, children's books all my life, and adult books. So I've always just written books and stuff. And then I've made my own little children's book, which I've had printed. I did a whole one at the age of 14. I think I showed that in yesterday's vlog. So I thought, hey, a great career would be to be like a children's book illustrator. How awesome. You get to work from home or wherever. You sit down with your paints and your paper and you just paint for a living. Great. Well, I wasn't a children's book illustrator, but luckily for me, I ended up being an illustrator and I got contracted to a company. As that company grew, I grew with them. They used me. I did the drawings that went on the labels of products. So like body lotions, bubble baths, hand creams. So beauty and bath products. So I would literally draw like basically like flowers, butterflies, birds, whatever they wanted, strawberries, coconuts. So I would generally draw like the ingredients that would match up to the fragrance of the product. And I've done that for that company for 20 years. Before I sort of started being regular with that company, I did do a few children's book illustrations here in South Africa, but they were for educational children's books. And I don't know, I did a few of those and it just never materialized into much. And in South Africa, in order to work as an illustrator, you need to be more in like Cape Town, I think. Anyway, I wasn't willing to up and leave and strike it out into the big bad world on my own and leave my family. So I never did that. So I stayed here where I live. It's in an area called KZN, KwaZulu-Natal. So for those of you overseas, it's on the east coast in South Africa. So after like 20 years, this company that I was doing the illustration work for got bought out by another company. And basically they've gone in the direction of using computer-generated art. I guess it's a lot cheaper than paying a human to do the artwork, but it doesn't look as pretty. Anyway, so that's ended. Luckily, I'd started my YouTube channel before that contract ended. And I was like, oh, shit, holy fuck, I've got to make this YouTube channel work. And then I got this gift from the universe. I won a scholarship to Ali Abdaal's part-time YouTubers Academy. If you are a YouTuber yourself or you've been on YouTube, you might have heard of it. So it's quite expensive. It is $2,000. I think it's $1,999, which in rands translates to a lot. It's like 18,000 rand. I still need to make an official video on this course, but in a nutshell, there's no way I would have ever paid 18,000 rand for a course like that. It's just too much money for a course where if you searched enough on YouTube, you could find all that information for free. It was wonderful though. It was a blessing for me because I had all that information packaged in one course that I could just sit and go through, which I did. And after I took the course, my channel then grew, it monetized, and now I got paid out. So yeah, I think the course does work. My channel is not growing as fast as I would have wanted it to. But anyway, the problem I think with that course is that I must actually add my affiliate links in the description box here. But the problem with that course, I think, is that if you don't live in America, it is very expensive. And some of the advice is a little bit generic and it's a little bit, well, it's all his advice and the way he would do things. And it's not the way I would want to run a YouTube channel. So he talks a lot about the best decision he ever made was to hire an editor and then hire a manager. And then now he's got a little team. So he's got a whole team that helps him script, find ideas, edit, produce, promote all of his content, which to me sounds like now you're a manager running a team. For me, the value that I wanted to bring and the value that I want to get from being on YouTube is to be myself, to share what's working for me from my heart. And whilst scripting and having it polished and well edited, it does work. It really does work. And those kinds of videos look so professional and so good. all along I had this feeling like, yeah, but it's making it too commercial. It's making it too slick, and like Ali Abdaal himself doesn't always even write his own scripts anymore. So he's just like reading. Yeah, okay, it's bullet points and then he riffs, but I mean, in general, he's just like reading out points to the camera. So then what? He's just what do you call it? Like a host, an on-air TV a presenter. That's what I'm looking for. And I thought, no, that's not the direction I really want to go in. But that's kind of all that his course really talks about and pushes you to do. So his course is worthwhile. There's so much valuable information. And the best part of it was the camera confidence section that came as like a little bonus module or section in the TV presenting course. The camera confidence course was really good. I liked that because it also showed you his behind the scenes, and it actually shows you how he stumbles when he's recording himself. Like I never really stumble in that way. Like he'll say a few lines and then he'll get stuck and then he'll go, and then he'll start again and he'll say it again and again. It just made me breathe a sigh of relief. Like, okay, we're all human. None of us are perfect. None of us are just instant presenters, and none of us are instantly and naturally comfortable in front of a camera. And also just kind of highlighted how weird it actually is to sit and talk to your phone all day long, or a camera or whatever. So anyway, I enjoyed the course. I should make an official video on this course. I guess I'm still trying to gather my actual thoughts. Do I really think it was worth it? Like if I had to pay for that course, do I think it was worth it? I think the answer is no. If I, like me, I won a scholarship, so I didn't pay for it. Therefore, the answer is yes. It's well worth it if you're getting it for free. What would I pay for a course like that? No more than 1,000 Rand, to be honest. It was really good. There was a lot of good advice, but I have heard a lot of that advice for free on other YouTube channels. So you actually could, and in my case particularly, the reason I wouldn't have paid more is because I still, to date, haven't earned more than what I've spent on my YouTube channel. And so to pay more for a course, and I did that course, I started September last year. So September, October, November, December, January, let's say, in 5 months. It's taken me 5 months having the knowledge that I was gaining from that course, and I still have only earned 2,000 Rand. So I wouldn't have really wanted or been happy to have paid much more than 1,000 Rand for that course. Let's put it that way. That's just my feelings. That's me as a small South African content creator, but I'm not saying that the course is not worth more. You can see and hear it's all his years of experience on YouTube and the growth experience that he's had. But his style and way, his approach is very much doing it like a business, as a business model. And yes, we are here to make money. And it's obviously aimed at people who want to grow their YouTube channel into a business and make money from it. But I feel that there's another way to do it, a more organic way, a more authentic way, where you're not hiring people, because you lose something. I find when I listen to his videos also, it's too slick, it's too, also what he talks about sometimes can be a little bit generic. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just like he's not just talking from the heart in his videos. That's what I'm trying to say. You can hear it's a little bit scripted. You can hear it's a little bit formulaic. Also, he talks about what always works are listicles, 9 ways I'm doing this, 9 habits, 10 this, 5 this, 3 that. And whilst it does work, I actually hate that kind of a video because it sounds like a magazine article. And in real life, that's not how real life is. There's no 9 steps to this or 12 habits, or those are so clickbaity. So although he promotes that kind of thing, and it works, it does work, and it is formulaic, and the formula works, it's not how I want to run my YouTube channels. Sometimes I will do that because like I say, it does work. And sometimes what you have to say and want to say will fit into something like that. So, I mean, I've got an idea for a video on how I maintain exercise consistency, and I actually realized I could give it an acronym, and that acronym, but that would be real and true to what I actually do. Then I can use like an acronym. So for me, it would be 5 or 6 steps, whatever, and it would create the word fiver. So that's a whole nother video coming on my main channel. So stay tuned. but yeah, I don't want to go too formulaic like that, because it comes across like there's a screen between you and the viewer, a screen of falsity, of scriptedness, of I am the presenter and I am telling you what to do. So anyway, so my story is that I always thought I would be a children's book author / illustrator, and somehow through life's twists and turns, here I am, kind of trying to make a living on YouTube. And here I am with this second channel. And yes, it is the raw and real one, but today I just felt like sitting in the studio. But yeah, it's funny how you end up in life not where you thought you were going to be. Like, you never end up where you think you were going to be. I honestly thought I would be married, I would have 2 children, I would have like the white picket fence, and I would be a stay-at-home working something or other where I would write books for a living so I could stay home and take care of my children. And it was very much like this little countryside, idyllic, Enid Blyton-y, I don't know, that kind of idea. Although I always thought I would be sitting in front of a window with a view of the ocean while I sat and wrote. That was my sort of dream. But that hasn't happened. And I don't think that that's going to happen. Oh, quick topic change. Don't you like these earrings? Aren't they cool? These were so cheap. I mean, they're not real gold, obviously. Thought they were quite effective for YouTube. So I bought them literally to make YouTube videos in. And you see, I've added some more flowers to my setup here. And I've got my cushions and the grey one. And it is fun to play around with stuff like this. And I mean, I've painted all these paintings, as I've already said. And I'm playing around with lighting. So let's just see here. Earlier I made a video where I'd had the lighting more on the sides and it didn't look as good. Let's see. If I swing the lighting around there now. See, does it cast more of a shadow? These shadows here, I'm like, how do I get rid of them? How do other YouTubers not have shadows? See there, that casts more shadow, I think. And if I bring the lights directly to the side, there and there. So, I can't. That one, that's it. No, that's too dark, hey. But anyway, there you see some behind the scenes, like playing around with lighting. I'll have to check it out when I watch it back. But I really want to find lighting that pops my face. Anyway, I think that's enough talking for today. I've realized I've never actually finished off the day with a bit of vlogging because, I don't know, by the end of the day I'm just so exhausted. But you can see here in the background there, I've got a video rendering. So that was the 15th of February's vlog, which is busy rendering. I'm going to upload it now. It's a bit late. I will say it's exhausting doing 3 channels, and now I'm resting. I'll just show you that little resting spot. This is the end of the day. What I do? Oh, let me show you the dogs. There's that's the old boy. Shame. He's like 15, he's old. And there's the other girl under there. Bonnie. No. Leave the sleeping dogs to lie because she's crazy. She bounces all around the house. And because I need my glasses for TV. And I'm watching Selling Sunset, which, let me show you how bloody fake they all look, but check that out.
I was just putting on a little lipstick. Do you need to do makeup? I definitely do. This is February just for this. I don't know if you know, I don't have a really dressy life, so I knew.
how fake do they look? I mean, if you've watched it, you know it's just so, it almost looks like their faces are painted. I mean, I know in dim lighting, that's also how my face looks, but you know, I show you guys all the shots, so you know how I really look. But anyway, I still watch it because there's nothing else on, so there you go.